What's up guys, I'm Sean. If you have SMG problems on your BMW M3, I'm going to tell you why it might be a good idea to get rid of it. The SMG port, that is. Alright, so the last time I was on track, my car over-revved and it missed a shift, which is really weird for an SMG. I went from 3rd to 4th and it just revved up. It was fine after that, but the next session when I drove it on track, when I go from 3rd to 4th, it goes clank. So it sounds like something's wrong with the synchros in the transmission. It's not that common that the synchros go bad in the transmission, but it actually happened to a few people. So I've been doing a ton of research, and when you have SMG transmission problems, people automatically think it could be a $3 compression spring. But my symptoms are different. So when I go engage, or when I shift gears from 3rd to 4th, it actually goes into gear. It doesn't flash, it doesn't drop out, it doesn't miss, it doesn't drop into neutral. It engages into 4th. It just makes a clank when it goes into 4th. And once it's in 4th, it pulls. All the other gears are fine. So I took it to a shop and they actually looked at it, and there were no SMG error codes or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure it's the transmission, not the gear actuator, not the SMG pump, not the compression spring or anything like that. So I bought a used transmission from a dismantler out here locally in the Bay Area. So used transmissions go for about $600 to $1,000 depending on mileage. So my car has 152,000 miles, and the past several thousand miles I've been beating it up on track. So I'm not too surprised that the transmission has a problem, and I can do the transmission swap myself, but because the car is high-tech with the SMG computer, hydraulics, all that stuff, if I change the SMG transmission here, I would still have to bring my car to a BMW shop or a BMW specialized shop that can program the SMG gear actuators, and tell it when to shift, or if I put in a new clutch, tell it that it has a new clutch. So the SMG unit is high tech, so that's already a big job. So if I'm going to change the transmission, I might as well change the flywheel and the clutch. If I'm going to do all that, I might as well do a manual swap. So that's what I've decided to do. I decided to switch from a SMG to a manual to do the swap. So the SMG transmission and the manual transmissions are exactly the same, besides the bell housing. You can take it to a shop. All they have to do is modify the bell housing and put in the third pedal, put some other parts in there, program the SMG unit. There's a few things they have to do, but doing a swap from SMG to a manual is actually pretty common and actually pretty easy for shops to do. So I'm going to Alex's shop out in Fremont, California. They're going to do the manual swap for me. The prices are really reasonable, but once you throw in the clutch and a lightweight flywheel and some other stuff, then it kind of creeps up pretty quickly. But the reason why I'm doing it is I'm future-proofing the car. So if I ever have transmission issues in the future or clutch issues in the future, I can just replace the clutch or the transmission myself in my garage, and I don't have to worry about programming the SMG unit, the computers, the gear actuators, any of that stuff. So I'm going to make the car quote-unquote dumb, so it'll be easy to work on in the future. I really enjoyed SMG on track. It allowed me to drive, two hands on the wheel, focus on driving, don't have to worry about shifting. It does the rev matching, everything for you. It's great on track. But, I don't want to change the transmission and go through all that hassle and then something else goes wrong. It's just a matter of when, not if. So if the SMG pump goes out, or the gear actuator, or the salmon relay, or something else goes wrong with the SMG unit, it's going to be a pain to diagnose the problem and then expensive to fix it. So that's why I'm getting rid of the SMG completely and go manual. My E9335 that I tracked was a manual, so I love manuals. I've driven manuals my whole life, and I'm looking forward to it. So the car should be ready in a couple weeks. I'm going to have a lightweight flywheel, new shifter, all that stuff, so it's going to allow me to rev match and heel toe downshift. It's going to be fun. So looking forward to that. Keep you guys updated. Talk to you then.